Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is October 1st, 2019. It is a beautiful, beautiful fall day here in New England. The trees are turning. The temperature is just right. It's like not too hot, not too cool. It's perfect sleeping weather and it's gorgeous outside. The leaves haven't started actually falling, so my husband's not stuck out there trying to get up leaves, but the trees are gorgeous. I love New England. I've lived in different states and I just love the four seasons. I do not love winter, so let me back up. I love having four seasons in my life, but I do not like the winter. Love the fall, though. I love the fall. So again, I want to thank you all for your listening ears. I appreciate you taking time out of your evening to listen to this podcast. My family and my friends that helped me out also appreciate you taking time out to listen to this podcast. And we really appreciate everybody's support. We really appreciate you telling other people to listen in, because this podcast is not only for medical negligence victims, it's also for families of the victims. It's also for friends of the victims. It's also for people who have not even been victimized by any medical professional. God bless you. It's for you too, because you never know when this might happen to one of your friends or your family. At least you might know some steps to take to help them get justice that they may need. All right, so tonight I'm just going to keep it very brief, as I always say, but I really mean that today. But I just wanted to start by saying that a lot of times with a medical malpractice or medical negligence incidents, a lot of patients don't even know that they had a medical mishap, right? Because you go to a doctor or you have a surgery and something happens to you and the doctor, nurses come in and they treat you for whatever happened to you. You never in your wildest dreams think that something happened out of the norm, unless it's just something really, really drastic, right? So how would you know if you had a medical negligence? Usually, you depending on what it is, you may never know. You might go through life and say, oh, I had this surgery, and look, now because of that, my knee is always hurting all the time. But you might not even think about why your knee is hurting all the time unless you do some research, unless you get an attorney to pull your medical records, or you have another trained medical expert or a friend that works in the medical field to look through your records to find out what happened. But it's probably a lot of people who have a medical mishap walking around with it right now and don't even know about it and have done nothing about it. Well, in those cases, it's really far too late, right? Because you probably missed your statute of limitations. In most states, it's 2 years, I believe. Massachusetts was 3, and that's from the date of injury, right? From the date that you have the injury happen, you have 3 years to file a medical malpractice claim with an attorney. Okay. Some reasons that people won't get compensated is because the insurance companies have a lot of defenses that are standard, that they have in place for almost every medical malpractice issue that could come about. One is that the injury was unpreventable. It was the result of initial condition or injury. It was nothing that the doctor did wrong. This is how it was going to happen. No matter what doctor did it, no matter how they did it, this was going to happen. May be one of the defenses that insurance company will have their attorneys use. Another one might be something to the effect that the patient was non-compliant. If you had a procedure done and you're thinking that something is wrong because the problem is still happening to you, and you want to go against the doctor or the nurse practitioner or whoever performed it, they may say that, oh, you were non-compliant. We gave you advice of some things to do after this procedure, and you didn't do each and everything that we told you to. And that's what they will use for a defense to try to rebuttal when you go to get your lawyer and you have to try to settle or go to trial. Another one would be that your risk of having that injury was acceptable. You had this done to you, and this is what happened, but the what happened after is acceptable because that would have happened to anybody in any kind of condition, no matter where we did that surgery. This was going to happen, and it's okay. It's something that you can live with, right? Another one may be that you yourself are responsible for causing the injury. I know these things sound ridiculous, but I'm telling you, insurance companies get with these defense attorneys and they come up with ridiculous defenses. And unfortunately, if you have a jury of people who are really driven and grew up believing that doctors are God and doctors can do no wrong, these same defenses can help the doctor win. There's a lot of people out there who do not believe in suing doctors. There's a lot of people out there who do not believe that their doctors at any form can do anything wrong, right? So when the jurors are selected and you have a medical malpractice, you better just be praying to goodness that you don't get 13 people who believe that doctors shouldn't be sued or who believe that doctors do no wrong, because they would just jeopardize the whole case, and there you have it. You will not win. I just want to reiterate again that this group is not a doctor or a nurse or a medical practitioner or a PA bashing group. To listen to this podcast in its entirety, please download the Anchor app or listen on Spotify, Apple iTunes, or anywhere else you listen to your social media podcast. You can also join our Facebook group and page, Medical Moments 917. We'd like to thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.